Hello and welcome. Today is January 21st, 2026, and today we'll be playing V Rising. I'm your host, Xolo Q. I'm a Xolo Eats Quaintly, Reaper, and Guide to the Underworld. And on today's stream, we'll be building a romantic getaway castle. For this castle build, we are currently, I believe, on part 3 of the build. So yeah, we got quite a bit of work done, but a lot is still in need of completion. I suspect that this castle build's probably going to take me maybe another 3 or 4 sessions, maybe 3 sessions to complete. It's not as big as the previous castle I worked on, the library castle, but it is still a substantial size. So I have to keep that all in mind as I'm putting all this stuff together. I also have to kind of also consider a lot of the color scheme options and stuff, especially once we get to the rooftop of, the venue area. Well, I shouldn't say the venue area, the ceremonial area is what I should call it. That's going to be a little bit more challenging, I think. But in the meantime, I'm just going to put on some music so we can all chill, relax, and enjoy a nice castle building stream. There we go. Alright, let's get right into it. We're gonna pick up where we left off. We left off on the second floor here. And as you can see, I hardly did any decoration stuff on this particular room. And a lot of that has to kind of be worked through, figured out, etc, etc. So we're gonna get that started today. I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do for the back area here. I'm kind of considering maybe some options where I can add some shrubbery, as I like to do. I could also add some other kinds of vases and things, but I'm not entirely sure what makes the most sense right now. So we're just gonna play it by ear, try and see how we navigate the situation, or navigate the... Well, when I say situation, what I really mean is navigate the build. There's a lot of stuff that can go wrong with these builds, and we gotta work around that and try our best to make things look nice. So we'll see what we can do here. I'm kind of considering maybe going with only green plants for this particular floor. Mostly because a lot of the ones that we've seen so far have kind of popped a lot. They've been very bright, especially on the outside of this particular castle, and I kind of want to contrast that in the inside and on this particular floor. So as you can see, we have the nice little green coming in with the red on the draperies, which is nice. I'm still trying to figure out what it is that I want to do around these statues. Because on the first floor, I think I might have just added shrubbery or something of some kind, but I'm not entirely sure. I'm gonna have to double check and see what I did down there, because I honestly don't remember. So we're gonna take a look. Alright. Yeah, so it looks like I did just add a couple of flower pots on each side. I think I want to kind of add something a little bit more elaborate in some ways, or potentially different in style. And I think going with green instead of red roses is probably the best bet for the upstairs. So let's try and make use of that. I think what I will do though is take some growing pots and maybe just take these pointy ones and just kind of place them here. I think this will be a nice contrast to the downstairs one. Get some nice little flower pots here. And we're gonna add whatever flowers we want. I might actually add some roses here because this area doesn't have red draperies. It just has a lot of the roses. Oh, sorry, not roses. It has a lot of the gold and blue theme. So we can go with I think with a blood rose and be totally fine here. So that's what I'm gonna do. Just make sure I rotate them. There we go. Hello, Vladimir Duel. Welcome to the chat. How you doing? Welcome. Hope you're doing well. I think I'm gonna move this vase up here. I kind of don't like the way that the vases are kind of sitting so far from this altar area, and I kind of want to move these forward. So let me do that actually. I think we're gonna put them next to the altar. And then back here, I might just change things up. I could go with something a little bit more, kind of visually the same as the other stuff if I want. There we go. And I could put more roses if I want, and the roses could completely fill up this area, but I'm also not sure if that's what I want to do. I have to think about it a little bit more. Let's speed up time and take a look and see what things look like here. Let's see what we're working with. Okay, so not bad. I really like the way that this looks here. I feel like back here though, we're gonna need a different flower or some other arrangement, because I feel like if I put more red, it's gonna be kind of like oversaturated here with the curtains. I could also technically just switch these curtains to like the blue color. Like I could go with like a dark blue instead, just to contrast, which wouldn't be the worst of ideas, I guess. And then I could still keep my roses if I wanted to. Not really sure if that's the direction I want to move in, especially because like these back curtains I feel like look better in red than they do in blue. And by changing that color scheme with the draperies, I don't typically do that, so I have to really think about it. Hello, Super Xolo! Welcome to the chat! How you doing? The vibes here are clean, strong, and beautiful. Thank you so much! I hope you're doing well, dude. Take care. You know what? Let me give you a quick shout out while I'm at it. Go follow Super Xolo. They're super cool. Here we go. Alright. Yeah, go give Super Xolo a follow. What else am I doing? I completely forgot. I completely forgot. Wow, that's embarrassing. What I will say, or something that I find interesting, actually hold on a second, let me fix my screen here. It's like, so I'm trying out the vertical live stream thing on YouTube to see if that like does anything good, and it's really weird. Like it doesn't even let me like adjust where everything is, so sorry for anyone who watches this on the feed and is like, what the heck is this? You know, it's okay. We'll get through it together, I guess. But yeah, technology, am I right? it be like that sometimes. Alright, moving on. Oh, I have an idea for the upstairs, but I'm gonna worry about that later. I think I could maybe add more of these, actually, to these windows. And I think that would be a fair thing to add. We're also going to change up... Sorry. Man, I'm trying not to cough and then like I just keep coughing. I swear, like every time it's time to stream, I just start coughing. I'm just like, bruh, like why? Oh man, I didn't mean to do that. I aligned these poorly, my bad. There we go. Let's add time again. There we go. You know, I really like it. I think the roses are kind of growing on me as far, even though it's like a lot, right? Like it's kind of growing on me. By the way, I did push forward these trees so that they're not like bleeding into the wall because they were driving me absolutely nuts last time. So I did go and correct that, so just a heads up. I don't usually make changes off stream for like on stream castle builds, but I definitely felt like it was not what I wanted. So yeah, there's that. Hello Xeno Deity, welcome to the chat, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Hope all is well with you. Hello, Angel Degen, welcome to the chat, how you doing? Alright, we're gonna speed up time again. There we go. Alright, the room seems a lot fuller. I think this also gives us an opportunity to maybe try something different in the back. So I think I'm going to... Ooh, actually. No, I'm gonna remove these. And we're gonna put like a painting over here or something. We'll do... maybe something a little bit more chill, like this. And then we'll put another one like over here. Cool. I don't know. I think the frame is not quite right. We're gonna change the frames to be like a golden color. Trying to think and see if there's anything else I want to add in before I start doing the middle passageway, because I know the middle passageway is like this area here is gonna need a little bit of variety, visual variety. It looks a little too mundane, I think. Let me see if I can add maybe like a furniture decoration of some kind. I guess we could go with like a really small table or something, but it would be off center. It wouldn't be in line with all of this. I don't know. I don't think that's gonna work. This is not what I had in mind. I could just put like one of these in front of them just to keep it looking busy, but I would rather not do that. Not really sure what would work best here. I think I'm gonna go with a bureau and then just call it a day. Like I'll just add it underneath. Actually, we'll go with this bureau. Because it has like a little bit of a gold accent in the front for the handles. I think that matches a little better. There we go. I wish you could put like plants and stuff on top of that, like kind of like the small tables that we have now. But I think that is sufficient for now. And then I think we are going to add in some decorations. I'm thinking what I could do is maybe add like a carpet toward the center, but let it be off center. Let's see what I mean by that in a second. Thank you for the hydrate. You read your curse. Thank you for the headpat epic, and thank you for the stretch, Catchy Coachy. I appreciate it. Big stretch. Hold on a second. There we go. Alright, so if I pull out the carpet, right? If I decide to go with something like this, right? Well, actually, that's not gonna work. Hold up. So I think what I'll do is maybe kind of align my carpets. I need to do measurements first, so that way when I start placing the carpet, it's not a problem. I can't seem to move this carpet any further to the left, which doesn't make any sense considering I can move this one to the right. So why doesn't it let me move this to the left? I have no idea. So I think I'm gonna have to try something here. That's really interesting. So it lets me move it here, but it's not gonna let me push it all the way on this side. Why? That's really peculiar. Very, very peculiar. Okay, we're gonna try something a little different. I'm gonna use this as a measurement tool. I'm gonna remove this carpet here, and we're gonna try and see. Yeah, see, it lets me do it now, but I wonder, I might have to do a few measurement changes to get this to work properly. Because it's snapping like it should be, but it's snapping in a way that I don't particularly enjoy. Okay. So that's gonna be our foundational carpet latch, as I like to call it. I usually use this technique to kind of force carpets to go where I want them to go, rather than where they're fated to go, if that makes sense. And this does work, so I'm just gonna settle on that. There we go. And now we have our measurements done, and I can now restore the carpet. But before I do that, I want to finish this off first. And we're gonna also do around here, where the carpet kind of just rotates around. There we go, right through the center, even. And then we're just gonna close it up. So now we have this whole, you know, run through aisle in the center, essentially. Which is interesting, but I'm not sure if this makes sense, visually speaking. I mean, if I put something here in the center, it's blocking the view of people coming down the aisle. But of course, you also have like an exit aisle. So I don't really like that, to be honest. So it looks like our little carpet adventure here is for naught. So we're gonna do something else. I could just add decorative centers to try and alleviate some of that visual stress in the sides, like from the sides to the center, if that makes sense. Let's see what I can do. We're just gonna restore this carpet. I could also technically chain the carpet to be in an angle instead of holding the— what the— oh my god, what is this? I just realized how off-center this carpet is. I can't push it back anymore. Okay, let me try something. Oh boy. Alright, new method. Let's try breaking this carpet into a shape. I didn't think I'd be messing with this carpet so late into the build, but seeing this problem is like not ideal. Blocked by castle pillar? Really? Really? That's the reason it's not wanting to— that's weird. Okay, hold on. Aligned? Saying that the castle pillar is the reason it doesn't want to latch on? What kind of nonsense is that? Hold up. I'm gonna be fighting this. I will not stand for this. This is crazy. Let's see if I can get it to just work properly. Tuck it into the wall. And maybe we just choose like a— what? Oh my god, it just like pushed it away. What is happening here with this carpet, man? There we go. Alright, let's see if we can get this pillar back where it should be. Yeah, see? So you're telling me I can place it when the carpet's not there, but when the carpet's there, I'm like shit out of luck. Okay. Alright, I see you. That made no sense whatsoever. Wow. I got trolled, I guess, by the carpet. Carpet gods did not like it. Did not like that. Oh boy. Alright, we're gonna remove this. I'm gonna push this over here for now. And we're gonna try and angle this again. There we go. Yeah, that was really finicky and weird. I hope that never happens. Oh my god, it did it again. I had to remove all of this. It's not gonna let me do this properly otherwise. Wow. What a scam. The carpet's just like, nah bro, you can't do that. V Rising, such an amazing game with some of the most janky building mechanics, right? Hello to World Redmon. Welcome to the chat, how you doing? I hope I said your name right. Let me know if I didn't say your name right. I will apologize swiftly. But yeah, this is a hot mess. But yeah, like it was so good, and then you know, I had my whole flow going, and then it was just like, nah, you can't do that because of the pillar. I'm like, but the pillar is like clearly out of the way. What do you mean? And then now I place it, and it's like, yeah, no problem, bro. You can definitely be on the edge. Like, what? What's happening? Anyway, we fixed the back, so that's good. Oh, I missed a spot here. Gotta restore the carpet now, since we were getting trolled by the carpet. There we go. Much better. This part of the carpet, though, I don't like. I'm going to remove and replace. I don't know if I like this. Okay, let's move this over. Can I move it over? Oh, I guess we're stuck with it. Oh boy. You know what? Let me try removing these first and seeing if that allows me to like make the change that I want to be. Just kidding. But you know what I mean, I hope. Yeah, so I can snap it. Oh, that is not what I wanted. I gotta make sure I align it properly and then place. There we go. Much better. And now we're gonna do the same thing on this side. We're going to restore the balance. Okay. Hi, it was close enough. All right, I tried my best. Or I think you said hey. I'm sorry. I'm over here trying to figure this out because sometimes the carpet will just not cooperate, and I'm so saddened by that. So sad. Okay. Boom. But with a little bit of tinkering, we can get it to work, I think. Tinkering, patience, and perseverance. There we go. Something's wrong with this carpet. It should be over by one more. I don't know why it just overwrote instead of just snapping, but okay. Alright, this looks more appropriate. Let's fix this angle here. There we go. Now that looks more correct. Cool. So now we have a nice balanced setup here. Looking really good. I'm okay with the... Oh, I didn't mean to bop the mic, sorry. I'm okay with this going under the flower pots. I think that, I don't know, like, I'm not too bothered by it, to be honest. This one, you know, kind of does end. This one doesn't. I almost want to change this to be just like the other one, so let me bring it back to what it was before. Can I? Oh, mistakes were made. Oh dear. Okay, we're gonna do that here too. Why not? We're just gonna do it for all of them. That way it's all consistent, because it wasn't consistent on that. And I don't like when there's like an inconsistency in my build like that. Per se. Oh, this is already done. Good. I've gone through similar struggles, so I totally understand where you're coming from. I lost track of the amount of times I removed all my carpets to fix their placements. Oh my god, that's... yeah, that's the worst. That is definitely the worst. It can be really frustrating sometimes, you know, just knowing that, you know, you're trying your best, but sometimes your best just isn't enough. And you're just like, oh, why did I do that? And before you know it, you're spending your entire day just kind of trying to fix mistakes that you made earlier in the day, and it's like, okay, well, where is the gain? Oh man, so apparently you can overlap the tips of these two carpets and it starts freaking out when you do it. That is unfortunate. I'm really not sure what I want to do here because I don't like the idea. I don't know, I guess I could put a long ways carpet or something like this through the center. I could do something like this through the center. Just go straight down with a red carpet, which I think is fine. Let's see. Let's try it. There we go. Okay, we're going down the aisle. Everything's great. Cool. Alright, so the last thing I want to add is going to be those vases now. And I think I'll put the vases right next to the chairs on the sides, on the end cap. But I do have to decide what kind of vase I want, so... I think this is fine. Actually, I think this is the better part of the... Yeah, I prefer this way to be facing outward. It looks better, because then you have the bottom ring. Like, you see how this one has like a whole different shape to this, and this one doesn't? So I gotta kind of make sure they're all facing the same way. Alright, back to the green plants.
This will not work.
Alright. Not bad. So if I sit here, if I stand up, I can see the aisle, so it's not an issue. Okay. I still want to add like something else here. I feel like it's still a little too plain, and I'm not sure what to do. I could... Oh. I have an idea. Oh, but that's not gonna work. Oh, damn it. I was thinking what I could do is maybe add like a line of roses between like right here, like maybe put like a whole line of roses. But the issue then becomes when people walk down the aisle, how are they going to get to their seat? Damn. That is problematic. Damn. Logistics, man. Logistics. I can maybe take a... Yikes. I might have to go with some kind of standing light. I'm not sure about the lights. I think I'm gonna stick with white just because I want the colors of this room to like stay to what it's supposed to be and not like scatter into a million different directions. I'm not really sure what to do for this aisle part, man, because it just feels like it's just not enough. What I could maybe do, okay, so here's a thought. I know it seems kind of like silly to do this maybe just because like I literally went through the trouble of like changing the carpet so that the center was blue, but now I'm just like not sure if that's the move or if I want to do something else. Like, I don't think I'm gonna go with a white. I could go with a black. Let's see, what does the blue look like? No, I think red is the best contrast here. I did not mean to remove that carpet. That was a mistake. That was straight up a mistake. Oh, you know what? You know what? I'm gonna do it anyway. Fuck it. I've decided it's happening. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take. So certain areas are gonna have flowers. So maybe here. Sorry, I moved it too far to the left. I want to keep it all within the blue carpet. I don't want it to deviate. Like, I don't want it to necessarily be on the edge here, because then once I get to this part... Oh, well, I mean, I guess it would work, huh? Well, let's see. Because I don't want it to be too close to the aisle. Alright, so here we go. So this area being closed off, I'm totally fine with. I just wish that these could be closer. And that's why I thought about just using the flat ones like this to just make that work. But now I'm not so sure. Hello, Chulus. Welcome to the chat. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Let me give you a quick shout out while you're here. Thanks for stopping by, dude. Appreciate it. There you go. Enjoy. Yeah, so if we go... Man, this is so complicated. Alright, so if I go into this whole idea of just changing these, I could go with something... I kind of want these to match the other ones if I'm gonna do this, but this size of these is just kind of inconvenient. I'm gonna just be honest, it's inconvenient. I mean, if I were to put this in front here, obviously people would be able to... Oh man, they wouldn't be able to reach their seat over there though. Okay, so maybe I can just put one there. Let's try moving them or putting them over here as well. I think I'm just gonna remove this. I'm gonna put this here. And I'm gonna remove this. I think I'll put something else here that's better. I don't think that is really vibing well with the whole look that I'm trying to achieve here. And then we're gonna put this one down. And then maybe we'll put down a couple of garden planters. I could put down something like these, like I did on the other side, which would be fine. But it would be this one. It would be the noble trellis, not the rural one. And then I'll just face them forward and back.
I cannot build here.
Oh my god, really? Okay, let's do the small ones. Small ones should give me less trouble. Yeah, see? The small ones fit without an issue. So I think I'll stick with that, and then we'll go with the... We'll go with the wisteria in red. but on each side. And that'll suffice for a just a regular thing here. That way we're kind of keeping with the color theme without going too far from it. There we go. And then we'll add our new trellises here as well. Let's make sure that we got this. Starting from the wall again. Alright. Adding the red wisteria one more time. And then I think at the bottom, to keep the color theme going and to keep this from looking too flat. Well actually, let me see what it looks like, because it might be too many roses. We'll see. You know, I kind of like it. Even though it's kind of like... It is a bit much. I wonder what this would look like with the rose ones instead, the rose backings. Let me see. Because then I could add roses underneath here too, and that would be nice. You know, I think I prefer the wisteria, actually. And then, you know, there's a lot of roses in here, right? But I also feel like... we could do better. It seems kind of redundant. I almost want to say that it might make more sense to just put some floor lights here. Maybe something like this. Ooh, you know what? Maybe we can go with something like... Okay, maybe not that. Brainstorming a little bit. And then maybe we could put, actually, hold on, these should be red too. And then maybe on this side we can go with a blue instead of a red. The bride could have red colors, the groom could have the blue colors, I guess, I don't know. And, like, you know, bride's family would be on this side. Groom's family would be on this side. Yeah, you know, I kind of like this two-tone coloring. It's not bad. The chandelier is pretty balanced with the white. It's a little different. It's a little out there, but I think it's acceptable. I could also do a little bit of maintenance here on the back of these chairs. These chairs don't have to be so empty behind them. They can definitely have some cool decorative stuff going on. Let me think. Let's go with some furniture. Maybe add a privacy screen, like right here. And what this screen would do, essentially, is if someone were to open the door during the ceremony, it's not gonna, like, disturb the ceremony. How about that? So, you walk around, boom. I guess I could have done that here, too. I didn't have to go full... Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna remove these plants. I don't think we need to have the double-sided thing here. And then I can just put down another privacy screen here instead, just nudge it in the corner. And boom, we're good, ready to go. And I can push this back by one. If I really want to. Oh, not far enough. There we go. There we go. That way we have a little bit more space on the inside here. Let's remove these. And then we're just gonna get that happening over on this side. Let me walk around first. There we go. So now the pathway to the area is kind of obscured. You know, the guests will walk in. Alright, let's do a quick like demo of this. So let's say we're a guest, right? We go upstairs. You walk in. Ooh, okay. Wonder what's over here. Goes through here. Oh wow, what a nice venue. You know. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. And then I think maybe... Okay, so any photos that would be taken here obviously would have like the roses, right? But I think maybe if we added some variety of potting, like the growing plots here, we could maybe put some small ones down like over here. The only problem is you can't get back here if I do that, which is not good. I guess I could move this forward by one. I don't usually move the lectern and the table this far forward, but this is like one of those times where I feel like it'll be fine if I do. And then I can also change this. And then here, we're gonna go with Hell's Clarion. And place them here. Alright, and let's speed up time. Oh, wrong button. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Wrong command. Okay, let's take a look. Not particularly liking that. I think I need to move it. I think rotation is going to be necessary here. That way we have a little bit of visual variety. There we go. So that way, like, it looks a little bit more full, so if you take a picture from an angle, it doesn't look as empty in this side or that side. And, you know what? You know what? I'm a little on the fence with the carpet because I really... Oh, you know what? There is one thing I could do. If this is going to be the red side, I could just change all the chairs to red instead of playing around with that. And then, you know what? We'll change this curtain to blue. There we go. Yeah, that way we still kind of get our way, even if it's a little bit messed up here. Because the thing is, the problem with using this kind of carpet is that even though it's really nice and beautiful to look at, it's a beautiful carpet, you can't change the color of this carpet. So there's limitations on, you know, the placement when you would use it, that kind of stuff. If I use a normal kind of stock carpet, like if I were to use something like this, for example, then I could just control this, and this could be red, and, you know, this one could be blue. But that's not what, you know, that's not the reality we're living in, unfortunately, so I can't really do anything. But what I can do is at least change the color of the chairs so that there's some kind of, like, balance difference. I don't know, because I kind of don't want to... I don't want to pull up the carpet or pull out the carpet and go through that whole shenanigans again. But man, is it tempting. It's so tempting. Like, if I go here and I just place this right here, you know, we have a lot more of the floor that's just visually there, whereas like if I use the other one, it just kind of eats up the whole floor, right? Cool build. Do you do functional builds as well, or just aesthetic stuff like this? Good question. Chris DeWitt, 4942. I do have some functional builds. I usually spend most of my time doing aesthetical, like aesthetic stuff though. It's just my preference, but I have made functional builds in the past. Like I have one castle that's like my crafting tower castle. I did a video on that, and I have a castle tour video on that particular build. So if you type in like castle tower or something like that, or crafting tower, you might find it on the channel. But yeah, I do have one, but I mostly just build aesthetically pleasing things. But thanks for the cool build comment. I appreciate that. Yeah, if I go with this blue man, I have so much more control on the blue. But if I go with the red, man, this is a tough choice, man. Like, because I really, really like this carpet, but oh man, just looking at it gives me a headache. I don't even want to think about it. Damn. You know what? I'm sticking with my gut, and I'm gonna stick with the original plan. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Hello, Ramon Sanchez. Welcome to the chat. How you doing? Oh, we're doing well. Yeah, but I think that's basically it for this particular build. I think that we've reached a point of you know, I don't think there's much more I could like. Oh, you know, okay, there is one last thing I do want to add. There is one last thing. I could put something here in this corner. I could do something like this, or I could put like a table, and I'm kind of leaning on the table. Not actually leaning on the table, but I'm leaning towards the idea of the table. I misspoke there. So we'll go with a red table here, and we'll go with a little, like a little candle stand thing here. And then on the other side, we're gonna do the same thing, but in blue. So that way you know you're in the correct spot. There we go. Alright, I think we're done with this part. I think that particular video you mentioned was the first of your videos I watched now, and I think about it and then found myself sucked into watching a handful of others relatively quickly. Oh, damn. I'm good, having a good Wednesday evening. That's good. Yeah, Darrell, I you know, it's funny because like sometimes like you'll be like scrolling and then you'll find like a video that like is super helpful, or that, you know, you're like, oh wow, this is great, and then before you know it, you're watching like 10 videos by the same creator, and you're like, what happened? What happened to my life? It happens, you know, it happens to me too. No worries. Kind of on the fence on this particular kind, because it looks like I used this, but I feel like I should have used this brazier, not the the one with the darker aesthetic is nice, I guess, but I feel like the gold was like the point of this build in some areas. Now I'm debating if I should have a more goldish one, or if I should have this. You know what? We're gonna go with the gold one, I think. On this side especially.
This will not work.
There we go. And then maybe we can leave this one here like that, and I'll just move on. Yeah, I think that's it for this particular side. Now we gotta do the third floor. But yeah, I know we have some like new people who just popped in, so like really quick recap. Last time, or last week, we worked on this floor, so this is a totally different venue. Super cool, really liked it, had a lot of good stuff going on. You know, kind of looking back at this, I almost feel like I should kind of revise a few things, just because of how much nicer the upstairs feels right now. So I'm gonna add that in. And I think that's sufficient. Pretty much all your videos have been really helpful to me. Gave me so many so many ideas for your builds. No, it's okay. I can barely type too. I can't even read half the time. Don't worry. Yeah, this, you just walk in. Oh, wow, nice. Woohoo. And then, you know, you leave through here. Now, this floor, well, this area here, I'm going to come back to later to figure out what to do with this. Part of me is kind of thinking, because, so like downstairs here, I built a like bathroom area here and then a dressing room area here. I almost want to say that I should add like another one here. Sorry, like here, and then maybe another one on the other side instead. Like maybe I should just tear down this wall and then just, you know, go full foundation here. I mean, if I really wanted to, I could just build like a second floor here that has a like a bunch of like changing rooms and stuff, which, I mean, that would be kind of neat. Instead, like maybe I could just remove the downstairs ones and just have all the changing rooms up here. Not really sure if that's smart. It wouldn't ruin the integrity of like the build though, because it would be still the same like shape, if that makes sense. Like, I mean, it would still be the same shape, so it's not like I'm destroying anything really. I mean, I could just go like this and just like kind of go over this bottom piece and it would just be taller. That would be the only difference. But yeah, because I don't want to ruin the heart shape. I want to keep the heart shape. So yeah, maybe this can lead into a I don't know, because this could be another ballroom too if I wanted it to be. Like, this could be another reception area or like something like that. Tall. Squish cheeks. What? Me love bat. You love bat? You mean like bat form? Yeah, you know what? Let me take a look from bat form now that you mention it. Hold on. Yeah, so I would have to just erase this. And then over here, this could just be changing. Yeah, you know what? I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna, because I don't want this to be like 3 stories tall, per se. The problem is that the second floor doesn't really have a path to going inside the building from here. Like, you can't like go in from the second floor. Like, there's no path. I mean, I guess I could add like a door here, but I don't like that idea. I don't like that idea at all. You know what? Let's remove this. We're committing to the plan. We're gonna get rid of this. My mind has been made. Gonna make some adjustments. And you know what? This is just kind of floating and doing nothing. This is going to. Goodbye. That doesn't need to be there anymore. And then I'm gonna head upstairs. Hello, Keegan2486. Welcome to the chat. Also, welcome to the chat, McGross. I hope you're doing good. Or should I say Gabo? Oh, I'm not a bat. I'm a dog. I know I'm like kind of chibi, so it might be hard to see, but I'm a dog. This is, here we go. Let's try and get this looking good. Oh, it's just still sticking out. Oh, I forgot to delete the bathroom. What is wrong with me? I deleted the dressing room, but not the bathroom. Like a dummy. Alright. I'll do something else in this corner. I don't really particularly enjoy this. There we go. So we're gonna put a... You know what? Let's get down our foundations. Hello, Dumby... Wait. Dumb Idiot Box. Hello, Dumb Idiot Box! Welcome to the chat! What awesome castle project are you working on this time? So I'm actually currently working on a Romantic Getaway castle. I'm trying to do this in preparation for Valentine's Day for next month, because I feel like it's going to take me about a month to complete this. So I figure I might as well just kind of, you know, go along with that and try and get ahead of it, if that makes sense. And plus, I don't think... It's been a long time, actually, since I've built a romantic castle, or romantic kind of, like, style castle, if that makes sense. The last time I did was actually during early access of this game, so that it's been a hot minute. I'm overdue. At least as far as I'm concerned, I'm overdue. We're gonna remove that. We're gonna put down a... Okay, so we have our column there. Looks good. I'm trying to see through the wall here. I do have a... Hold on a second. Yeah, we're gonna put a door here, so this is gonna be closed off. And then, you know what, I think I'm also potentially gonna put windows here just to kind of... Oh, maybe that's not a good idea, actually. I could put... Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take this and close this off. And then we're also gonna make like a hallway. How about that? So we'll make like a heart-shaped hallway thing. And then maybe put windows on the inside here. There we go. Would like the file to hear it. Wait, I think I missed something. Wait, what did you say, McGross? Hold on, I missed that. Hold up. So I've been messing with AI and wrote a song and made AI sing it. Damn. How was the song though? I don't know if I want the file to hear it though. I'm scared. I don't know, man. AI is kind of wild, like... I have no idea. Just tell me if you think it's good or not. That's all I need to know. If you think it's good, that's great. If you don't, well, you tried. I wish they'd update it so that if there were two castle plots literally right next to each other, players could get an option to merge them as one big plot, because there is one area in the first region where the two plots are right next to each other, one lower, one higher, and if it was all one plot, it would make super cool multi-tiered castle layout. Yeah, I wish that they would allow like an option for that, especially for like PvE castles, because I can understand why they wouldn't want that for like a PvP situation. But I feel like they should maybe like consider having like an option to just disable that. Cause like some people, cause there are PvP servers out there that don't even use the whatchamacallit. I can't remember what I was gonna say now. Like they don't use the castle raiding stuff, like they don't allow castle raiding. They just do like combat outside, which is fine, I guess. But I wish that, you know, they just kind of gave people options. But I suspect the reason why they don't have that is because of PvP, but still, I do agree. That would be nice. Yeah, make it a PvE option or something. Okay, so this is how it works, right? You walk in. Oh, this is not gonna work. God damn it. Oh. Well, actually, I guess it doesn't matter. A changing room's a changing room. I'm just thinking how to make this better. Okay, so you go in here. You know what? I have an idea. We're going to close these off with closing window frame things, maybe? I don't know. Maybe that's not a good idea. Damn. Okay, we're gonna do something a little different. Gonna put a little thing here, and this is actually going to end up being a bathroom instead. I'm changing these to bathrooms. So it'll be 2 bathrooms and then 1 and then like 4 changing rooms, I guess. Oh, sorry. Yeah, 4 changing rooms. That's right. Let's get these walls in. And I like that this place is still shaped like a heart. It's super nice. You'll send it anyway? All right. I'll take a listen later. Let's see. Hello, RoNinja2393. Welcome to the chat. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Let's go with the... Yeah, I think I am gonna go with a, with this kind of wallpaper. It's the other Castlevania wallpaper, but I really like it, so I think it's fine. Hopefully. And then we'll get the other kind of wall. Oh, not wall. Well, technically it's classified as a wall, but it's like not the same. So there, we'll have the bathroom doors, the changing room doors in the center, and then now the hard part is going to be figuring out the floor tiles arrangement and the and also the window arrangement. And I also want to make sure that I choose a door here that fits well, so we're gonna go with that. Okay, so I'm gonna look at that from this side. I could also change the wallpaper in here to match it, which I think is fine. I've enjoyed your videos. They have helped me build. Thank you. No problem. Thanks for watching. Wish they came out with more DLC cosmetic packs. Same, Kazin. Or Kazin Arukas. Okay, I like that name. It's cool. But yeah, I'm glad I'm at least helping people. I mean, that's kind of the goal. I do plan on making more content, kind of like the previous stuff that I've posted, but there's also like other stuff I kind of want to tackle right now. So there's that. I tried. Yay! Close enough. You think they will? I have no idea. So here's the thing. Usually what has happened is whenever they're going to like announce like a new trailer, or sorry, not a new trailer. Well, yeah, I should say that, like a new trailer, a new update, or some kind of major patch, they'll like start, teasing things, right? And that usually starts around like December-ish, and we haven't heard anything. So a lot of people are speculating that they're just done with the game. And it makes me sad to like think that that's a possibility, but the longer that it's been, the more I feel like those people might have actually been right. And I'm like sitting here like, oh no, like, I hope not, I really hope not. Oh man, but yeah, it's been kind of a concern for me for a while now, just unsure of like, what the plan actually is. Like, I don't know if they're planning to release any more content, or if they're working on a DLC or something, or if it's just like, like they've just been super quiet and hush-hush about it. And, I've been trying, like, I'm gonna be honest, guys, I've been reaching out to try and get, like, an interview with Jeremy to ask him all these questions. And, like, I haven't been able to do that. So I suspect there could be something going on, or it could just not be happening. I have no idea. I have no clue, really. So I'm just sitting here wondering, just like all you guys are. I'm just kind of experimenting with the layout here a little bit. I'm not really liking this layout. Hold on. Damn. Okay, what about... There we go. I think this works well. It should be fine. Let's see. Discord has been pretty quiet for a while as well, from what I see. Yeah. Yeah, I've been kind of worried about that. Started playing. Hold on. God, I hope not. Just started playing. I am addicted. Oh my god. Relatable. But see, I really enjoyed this game. Same. Okay, I already read the Discord thing. The game was a success from my understanding, so I don't know why they wouldn't want to put out more content. I mean, they could be just working on something else. Who knows? Like, maybe they are working on the game. I don't know. Like, they just haven't communicated anything, so now I'm getting a little nervous. Like, damn, are they done? Like, I thought they would, like, at least put out maybe another patch or something, but I don't know. Hopefully it's another expansion for V Rising 2. V Rising 2, bruh. Yeah, I really hope it is for V Rising, because I have no idea. Even more so once they launched on console. Yeah, so like when they launched on console, that was like a whole nother thing. That was the first time their studio has ever launched on console, so that was like a new thing for them. That was it had its own like round of challenges, but you know, my understanding is that, you know, people did end up playing the game like that. Let's see, better to report something when there is something to report and not get hopes up prematurely. Exactly. Exactly. That's why I've been kind of quiet about it, because I'm over here just waiting. Like, is there like any news? Like, what's happening, right? Like, I'm not trying to freak people out, you know, make them be like, oh my god, the game is dead. But also not trying to be like, the game is alive. You know, I'm not trying to get all crazy like that. So I'm trying to be fair. I'm trying to be as fair as I can. But I also have to be very patient because of the lack of transparency here, but, you know, we'll see. We'll see. Let's see, like just fluff patches with DLCs and a mini boss there. And yeah, like, even if it's not like a full-on expansion or something, I would like to see like minor updates or like a few things they could add. Like, I think it would be fun, you know, or nice to have like some update, like maybe once every year or something, like they have been, but who knows? They've been so quiet. And there's also, what's kept me coming back? I just like building. I like building the game. Building in the game. I meant to say building the game. Bruh, I don't even know how to write code, really. I'm over here like, I'm living my best life, man. I like the castle aesthetic. I like the building system, able to, you know, kind of build the castle of my dreams. And, you know, I think the thing that really draws me to this game, or that I really, really like, is the fact that I can share my castles with other people. So, like, for those of you who, like, maybe don't know this, I do upload the castles that I've completed recently, or, well, mostly recent castles and stuff like that, at least past patch 1.1, and I also have patch 1.0 castles on my Ko-Fi that you guys can download for free. So if there's like if you play this game on like PC and you want to like use one of my castles, you can just download it for free. So I think that in itself is like really nice, and I like being able to do that. That makes me happy. Exactly, like more cosmetic packs, and in the meantime, until they release bigger content. Yeah, like, even if they don't want to like oh, well, here's the thing. Usually with their, you know, cycle of what they plan and what they do, they usually come out with something in either usually a patch is either in early May, or, well, 1.1 was in late April, to our surprise, right? So that was actually like a month earlier than I thought it would be. So if we're able to, you know, do all of that and get our, you know, like if we get like a patch, right, that adds stuff, that'd be super nice. And okay, so there's a reason why I feel like there's a possibility that we could, like, I'm not trying to like get people's hopes up, right? But there's a lot of people out there who have recognized that there is a real need for a maybe another patch. A lot of people have requested PvE raids on castles, which I think is like an excellent idea, though I think that the amount of technical knowledge and work that would need to go into a system like that, I'm not really sure how difficult that would be. I assume it's probably not gonna be the easiest thing to implement, but I am not a programmer, I don't know. You know? I'm not a game dev, I don't know. But, you know, it's one of those things where I feel like they could deliver on that. I feel like there's also, maybe, who knows, there's also the servants. Like, I feel like the servants need a rework. They're very dead and dull. They don't really do anything. They just kind of walk around and stop walking and walk around and stop walking. Like, they don't really have, like, a function in PvE, and they don't feel believable. Like, I think they should be able, like, I mentioned this, I had another video where I talked about how, like, players feel like something's missing in V Rising. And that was, like, that actually came up where someone mentioned, like, there should be, like, a servant rework, and I basically said that I felt like what they should do is allow you to kind of have some kind of tool to summon all your servants to, like, one place in the castle, or, like, have them all, like, you know, come into the throne room, or you can summon them either at the throne or summon them, like, you know, at the heart or something, right? Just to, so you're not, like, chasing down your servants or having to go into the coffin rooms and summon every single one just to, you know, mess with their inventory. Like, that's really redundant and crazy. So I think the servants, in my opinion, are, like, the weakest part of the game, like, as far as the fantasy. Let's see, Attack of the Giant Spiders crossover would be nice, right? No, Spidey, no it wouldn't. Building and boss fights. Yeah, maybe some more boss fights would be nice. Let's see, servants revamp, PvE raids, and ice shard. Yeah, I was gonna mention the ice shard. So we don't have an ice shard in the game. We have one for literally every other I'll show you. I'm getting distracted. So, like, every, you know, type of magic, we have different shards. So, like, you know, blood magic, we have that. Chaos magic, we have that. Unholy, we have that. Illusion, we have that. We do not have frost, and we do have storm. So it's kind of like, okay, so what do we need? Like, is just a frost magic shard. Like, and on top of that, a lot of people have wanted an expansion to the Hollowed Mountains because these castle plots look really, really nice. And I really enjoy them, honestly. And the location is good because it's close to the ruins of Mordia, which is kind of important for PvP. So I feel like if they expanded the Hollowed Mountains, like, that would be a nice, like, change. Like, even if it's just, like, a little bit this way and they just make it like that or something. Like, that would be cool. Ice is the redheaded stepchild of the shards. Damn. Let's see, I like it if we could make vampire servants proper, but yeah, it'd be nice if you could get a combat companion. That's another thing too. People have mentioned that they want a combat companion. That's like people want, you know, well, when I say combat companion, I mean familiars. Familiars have been a thing that people really, really wanted. I think that's a thing via a mod. I think there's a server out there that actually has them, but it's like a mod, and I don't know how they, like, do stuff, but I assume, and, you know, to be fair, the other changes on the server are kind of different, so I don't want to say that it's necessarily, like, easily implemented, because, like, it's a totally different game system, I guess, but I don't know. I have no idea. I think if they finish the game, like, in my opinion, if they were, like, done with the game, they should just release an SDK and move on. Like, because at that point, then people could just get whatever they want, you know. Like, that would be awesome. Hollowed Mountains and the cityscapes of post-Dracula solar death fallout would be cool. Oh, that'd be interesting. Thank you for the hydrate, Spidey. I did see it, I just didn't react fast enough. Thank you also for that head pat, and thank you for the stretch. Yeah, but I don't know. I'm just kind of chatting and chilling. It's giving me time to think about what I want to do here. But yeah, this will be a bathroom. That'll be a bathroom. These are changing rooms. And I figured out the floor tiles for this, so it should be fine. So what I'm going to do for the changing rooms, we're going to start off with some mirrors. Let's go. I think that's in... Hold up. Oh, it is in general. I'm just being silly. I could go with the Omen standing mirror, right? But I really like the Haunted Knights mirror. It's so cool. I don't know. You know what? We're going with the Omen Knights mirror. Alright, so we have a mirror at the end, and then in the bathroom we'll have a mirror as well, but this will be Haunted Knights. That way I get everything I want. If I can't decide, why not both, right? Alright, so the bathrooms, right? I've made them before in the past. So what I usually do is I take like a chair. Usually I use like the wooden chair, but there's no like good way to like really do it, I guess you could say. But I guess I'm gonna use the white wooden chair because that's the only like chair that kind of works, I guess. I don't know. It's the only one that's white like porcelain. The other ones are more gray when you change their color scheme, so that doesn't really work. But yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna have some lighting, so I'm gonna go with some I can go with some flying lights right here. There we go. We're gonna put down a trash bin. We're gonna use the barrel planter as the trash bin. Because, well, I don't know. It seems like it makes sense. Let's see. Oh, I already read that. At this point, though, it would be better for them to update the game or just launch a sequel like V Rising 2 or something. I don't know. I think they should just, like... I mean, you have to remember, too, like... Yeah, like, their game was successful, but they're still a very small studio. They only have, like, what? I want to say, like, less than... Maybe about 30 people, or less than 30 people working on this game. Like, I don't know. I'd have to double check. Unless they hired some people. I don't know. But... It's a small studio, so I kind of don't really see... Like, I don't really see a reason... At least from a... practical standpoint, like from the outside, right? Like I don't know anything about like their internal stuff, right? But from the outside, as a spectator, as a consumer of goods, right? As a consumer of their game, I see it as almost like I feel like it wouldn't be necessary to make another game just yet. Like I would say that like maybe do the ice shard thing, add a nice expansion, surprise everyone with some really cool like update that's gonna like, I don't know, knock the socks off of everyone, you know, and then just go out with a bang, and then at the end release an SDK and be like, we're done. That's what I would do. That's what I would like in my eyes. And the reason why is because to go and start a whole other game from scratch takes a lot of energy, effort, resources, time, and, you know, basically they'd be going through another early access cycle, I assume, if they were gonna do something like that. So, I don't know. I don't know, man. I think about this and I'm like, I'm not sure. I don't know. I feel like it would be a lot of hassle to just start a whole nother game. Like, even at this point, I mean, I guess they could if they really wanted to, like, expand, but then they kind of lose, like, the benefit of having, like, that small team that can just, like, be on the same page and work on stuff, but... I mean, I don't really know what the best option would be. Like I said, I don't know too far into their stuff. I'm not, like, deeply, you know, into the trenches of whatever discussions happen behind the scenes or anything like that. I wish I was, but I'm not. So I'm not really sure what would make the most sense for their team, but I like from the outside looking in, I would just add at least one more patch to V Rising and then just like call it and just be like, all right, we're done. And then just look, we got some soaps. We got fancy soaps. Okay, we got fancy soaps in the bathroom now. I kind of want to... I almost want to add this, move this trash can to like right here. Yeah, let's do that. And then we'll put a vase or something. I don't want to use this one. I want to use a vase that doesn't have a directional thing. There we go. And then we can put in our money plant. Or something like this. This one's nice. We're gonna add a mirror on the wall here. This star-shaped mirror looks cool. This one, not too bad. I would probably want to go with something like this though, just to match. Let's go with this mirror. So we got this mirror, we have a sink, we have some soaps, alright, can't have stinky hands. And then we have our flower pot. I feel like the flower pot could be on this side. And then when we turn around, boom. And you know what? Let's add another vase, maybe. Sorry, I'm getting like absorbed in this. Have you guys tried Hightail? Also, hello PJ, welcome to the chat. Sorry dude, I read it, but I didn't like read it out loud for some reason. I have not tried Hightail. I'm not really sure if I want to be completely honest. I mean, I'm just kind of like the game looks fun. I'm just not sure if I want to play it. Like, it's a little out of like, how do I say this? I don't see the game and go, I want to play this, you know? And I think it's just because like I don't play Minecraft and I'm not in, like, I know it's not the same game as Minecraft, but it's very visually similar and my brain just kind of like, I don't know. Like, I'm not immediately drawn to the idea of doing that, if that makes sense. You know what? I think this trash bin does belong here. And you know what? Let's... I changed my mind. I'm closing this door. With a door, I mean. Oh, that's not good. Okay, I don't change my mind. I changed my mind again. There we go. And then, you know what, let's add like some paintings or something on the walls to keep us busy while we're taking a shit or something. And then I think it'll be fine. There we go, we got one right there. One right there. And then on the back. I'm just not sure about this because like obviously I want to keep everything far away from the toilet, but I don't know. I guess I'd have to look at my other builds and how I set up the bathrooms because I know I did put like a few different things, but I put a I'm thinking about putting like double drains in here, like the prison cell drains. Just like a regular bathroom. That way it's like easy to clean, you know? It's easier to clean, and maybe I should put like a window back here just to air it out or something, like ventilation. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. Let's try and get this flooring to stick. Yeah, let's do that. We'll do the same thing on this side. Yeah, I think we're pretty much set here. Yeah, I like this. You have a full body mirror to look through, and then a, you know, just face mirror. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to add here. I think we're good. Alright, moving on. Let's do this side. The mirror's on this side instead. Let's make sure we got everything kind of symmetrical here. The hardest part on like a build this size is sometimes like just getting the symmetry just right. Because you don't want to have things looking all lopsided and weird. At least I don't. And let's get this little table down. Oh, I put it on the wrong side. I'm gonna have to rotate this table. There we go. Get the wash bin. Not wash bin, the wash stand. I don't know why I said wash bin. And then get our little trash bin. And then get our 2 vases. There we go. Let's get this going. By the way, guys, if you're watching the stream on YouTube and you haven't like given the stream a like, please do so. It helps. I always forget to like mention that, and then I'm like, damn. You know, like at the end of the stream, I'm just like face palming. So, yeah. Do as you can. That's all I'm gonna say. Trying to think what else I was gonna say. There's something else too. I don't remember. Oh well. I tried. I tried. Anyway. Hello Isekai dude, welcome to the chat. How you doing? Welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing well. I am gonna put another wall mirror here, and then we're gonna go back to the things here. Oh, that's right. Last time I didn't know what I wanted on the other side here, like for the backdrop. I feel like I need something on this wall, like a decoration that's not gonna, I don't know, be weird. I'm not really sure. Oh, I can put a white frame on that? Well, that's so weird. Put a white frame there. Kinda don't want to put a curtain right next to the toilet, but I don't know, man. I don't know what to do here. You know what? Maybe I should put some books in case someone wants to read it at the toilet. It's like, here's some magazines. Enjoy. Oh man, imagine. But yeah, the idea of maybe putting like a window here just to air it out is not a bad idea, but I also think it's weird to put a window right behind the toilet. It's kind of strange. So, I don't know. I could also maybe do something like put a how's the World of Vampires doing? A little better every day, I think. We've got a lot of progress done. I'm still fiddling around trying to figure out what I want to do for certain parts, but I think we're doing okay overall. I guess I could put like a fuck it. We're just gonna add that. Why not? We'll just add that in there, just as a backdrop. I have nothing else to put back here, so we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna add in our paintings. I think I used this one. Is this the one that I used? Hold up. It's not one I used, is it? It is one that I used. Also, why is it that in this image there's a black and white tile floor and we don't have that in game? Like, what the hell is this? I just noticed that. Like, what? What is going on? What is happening? And let me also change this. I forgot to change the frames. You know what? I'm gonna take this and move it over here. We're gonna replace this one. And then this other one that was kind of spooky, we'll put over here instead. Oh, okay. I can change the... Oh, that's right. I forgot I can change the thing on the frame on the mirror, so if I want to use the wider mirror, I could, and it could be, I don't know. Do I want a smaller mirror or a wider mirror? I don't usually use the smaller one for the bathrooms. But I think it's fine. I think it's fine because I have another long mirror on the other side, so I think it's appropriate. It's good enough. And then we can just add that in. Cool. So now, let's go to the dressing rooms, see what we can do. I think I'm gonna add a... Oh man. I'm kind of debating if I should keep these little archways or if I should just remove them. Because if I remove them, it opens up the whole area here and I can just put something cool here. So like maybe like a fountain or something, like a nice little mini fountain. And then I could put maybe some couches or something on this side, I'm thinking. So I think I'm gonna put a... I don't usually like to put couches in spots where that can happen, if that makes sense. So I think I'll push the couch over by 1. And... Hold on, this needs to be blue. What are we doing? There we go. I'll do that here as well. Let's take a look. Alright. Perfect. And then, now that that's settled, we can put down some vases. Get nice red vases right here. Just kind of turning it around, looking at it. I guess I could put one right here in the little corner, huh? Technically, it wouldn't be. Well, yeah, it would be overlapping, actually. Alright, so we'll do that. We'll have this here. And maybe we'll put a couple more vases on the side here. Maybe like one right here. I think this is acceptable. Alright, so now that this is kind of figured out, I think if I really wanted to, I could just move it up and in like this. Yeah, I think that looks a little better, actually, more balanced. Now the windows. The windows are gonna be kind of tricky as well. Just trying to figure out what kind of windows I want to use. I think maybe something that is not... I could go with something like this. Yeah, you know, these look nice. We'll go with something where you can't see outside, but it has like the blue windows. And then I could use those also for this side here as well, which I think is fine. There we go. I almost want to change this wall to be a solid wall, like just to add a little bit more visual variety here, and then change the wallpaper. And on the outside, let's go with the elegant stone. There we go. This area here needs some pillars. I need to figure out how I'm gonna put them in because I don't really have a good height at which I can implement that. Okay, so like right here, for example. Like actually, you know what? Let me add some invisible foundation. I think that's part of the problem. And then now I can add the pillars. Okay, that's already done. So now we gotta add the wallpaper. This is really tricky. We got it. Took a second, but we got it. Now we gotta do the other side. Or do we? No, we already have the other side done. Okay. This area here needs to be looked at. Kind of what thing did I use? Oh, no, that needs to be there. And then we're gonna use the... Oops. I'm trying to think, what kind of flooring is that? That's the jeweler flooring, I believe. Yeah. There we go. So now it's matching. More castle, more, right? I've made so many castles now that it's kind of like crazy. Like every time I look, it's like every once in a while I do go back and watch like my castle tours of old castles and I'm just like, damn. That's a lot of castle. It's a lot. Oh my god. Lots of yawning, I'm sorry. Alright, let's try and see if we can get a little bit of stuff done here. Let's try some books here in case you're waiting around for someone. Let's also put some sofa chairs or something here as well on this side. We could maybe put some more out here on the outside. In that case, maybe I should move this back to balance it. That's good enough, I think. It's interesting because of the way that it's angled, it doesn't look like it's off. But it's technically not aligned with this, but because of the way that you would walk in, you would never know. Or out even. So that'll work for now. Let's get our... Let's get some paintings down. There we go. And then we're gonna put down some curtains. We're gonna go with the fancy blue curtains. Well, I guess I could go with the ones that are slightly different. Yeah, you know, let's go with these. And then we're gonna go with a light here. Let's go with the big chandelier up front. Or up top. Damn. Yeah, the chandelier would eat right into the thing here, unfortunately, but whatever. And then we'll move it over to the side. Make sure that it's aligned with the pillars. Looks good. And then now that we have the lighting figured out, I guess I don't really like this, so I'm just gonna move it over here instead. We're gonna put them in the hallway. That way they're kind of spaced out and not as crazy, I guess. There we go. Aligned with that. Aligned with this. This is not aligned. We need to fix that. There we go. Ooh. Okay. Well, it's breaking into this, so I think I am gonna change this. I'm gonna put this on the left, move this this plant, put it like on this side. Actually, can I move this over? I can. You know what? We're just gonna put the plants right on the pillar. And I think that should be enough. We're gonna mirror that on this side. Putting the plant right on the pillar. I'm gonna change this. My stomach just growled. Which is weird, I just ate not so long ago. It's not good. And then... boom. We're gonna put this one on the right instead of the left. Good enough. Now here's where the real magic happens. We're gonna use a carpet to kind of change the shape of this area a little bit. Maybe we can go with something like this. I'm not really sure if, well, I wish I could put it in the diagonal direction, but it's not gonna let me. I could use a circle carpet, which honestly would not be the worst of ideas, like right here. But if I'm gonna do that, I feel like I should just use something else entirely. Let's see. We have a red carpet here, but we kind of want to go with that blue theme, keep it consistent. And then, boom. That's pretty. That's really pretty. I love this, actually. Yeah, and then we can take the small circle rugs and just kind of put them right outside, right here. I guess I could align them with the couches just to kind of create a little bit more believability there. But I kind of don't want to. I'd rather kind of align it with the pillar. I don't know. The problem is I can't move this seated anymore. It's gonna get hit by the door and I don't want to do that. I think I'm just going to compromise and say that maybe I should just use a long carpet or something. Yeah, because I can still use this long carpet even with that rug there. So let's do that instead. There we go. So it's still kind of touching the carpet, but it's fine. Pretty. Alright, so the last thing... Well, actually, I wonder if I fit a... I wonder if I could, like, use a candle stand here to, like, manipulate the lighting a little bit. And if I did... Okay, the door just straight up engulfs it. That sucks. Okay. Alright, how about instead I put this in front of this? And this could have been the light instead. That way, like, the chandelier is more, like, low-key. And then we can keep, you know, the center as the focal piece instead of the sides. Or, oh, you know what I could do? I could take a smaller chandelier, maybe. Or I could add just some flying lights, but if I use a smaller chandelier, like something like this one, like the bone one, this is cool. I could also put, like, the Imperious flying chandelier, which I think might be a little bit better, more appropriate for this build. And I think I'm just gonna put it right here on the pillar. Yeah, I think that makes more sense, because then I still get what I want, like, with the lighting, but then it's, like, not overpowering the centerpiece, because I feel like it was too redundant. There we go. Yeah, it's aligned. Looks nice. I'm trying to think if this is enough, or if there's anything else I should be adding here. Sorry, I didn't mean to bump the mic there. Part of me is thinking what I could do is maybe remove these and instead add, like, maybe like a narrow bookcase over here, like in the hallway, in case anyone wants to read something while they wait. And I'll just put one on each side, and then instead I'll just use a curtain. I think a red curtain looks better here, maybe, without the orange. That's too much. Okay. You know, I think, not really sure about this. I could... It all looks kind of funky, to be honest. I'm not sure if the curtain makes sense here, or if I should put something else entirely. I'm kind of leaning on the painting. So maybe I'll put large paintings or something. Yeah. That way it doesn't look too weird. There we go. Yeah, I think that's definitely a lot better. I think this is appropriate. I think this is enough for the bathrooms and the thing. Now we gotta do the changing rooms. So this is the first changing room we're gonna be designing. So this is where all of my time is probably gonna be spent doing just the designing rooms. Sorry, designing the dressing room. My goodness. Let's see what we got here. I wish we had like a coat rack or something. That would be cool. Trying to think of like the best way to go about this. We definitely want some nice furniture in here to try and you know, give people a place to put stuff down to try. Maybe like a chair, like a like something like this. Maybe we can go with let's try something like this. Wow, that's really blue. Okay. We could go with like a black, but then it just kind of blends in. Wow, that's like super blue. That light blue looks a little less jarring, I guess. I don't know, maybe I'm just like overreacting, but it's like super blue. I guess I could go with a black. Yeah, I just don't like that shade of blue for what I'm trying to do here. Alright, we're going with the... Well, the white couch is probably not a good idea either. I guess red it is. We're going with red. Alright, so first we're gonna get this thing fixed in the back here. Looking good. And then we're gonna also put down a couple of mirrors. We're gonna put down one right here. Oh god. Sorry about that. One right here. So we have all our mirrors. I could instead maybe use... you know what? I like something else a little bit better. We can try and use the separators instead. Like I could use something like this, or I could use the same ones that I have in the downstairs area. But I feel like these match the mirror more. You know, and that's something else I noticed is we don't really have a mirror that has a gold trim around it, which is interesting. But yeah, so this wooden frame here, you can see, you know, in the mirrors, you can see from all angles, looks good. I could also put down a... maybe I want to put something like this, like a nice, like, painting or something, right? Actually, we'll put this here. And then we'll put a... I wish we had, like, some kind of, like, I wish we had, like, hooks or something, like coat hooks. Or, like, something. I mean, I could... The only thing I can really think of is maybe using something like the armor storage, but it's armor storage. It's not really... I mean, I guess we can put that down here and bullshit it, right? But I feel like that's not right. I think maybe a table would be best. We'll put a medium-sized table. We'll use something like this. And then that'll be our our changing table, I guess. I don't know. I feel like I need to put down more of these. This is kind of cutting into that, which is not ideal. Yikes. I guess what I could do is switch the direction, or not the direction, the couch, put it here. It looks a little less bad. It's still bleeding into the couch, but it looks a little less bad, so I think I'll stick with that. Yeah, so you... Oh, you know what? Instead of doing this, maybe something smaller. I could use a bureau or a, yeah, you know, something like this. Is a little bit smaller, but it still kind of has that, like, table that you need, right? Maybe I don't want to go with this style. It kind of matches the mirror, but not really what I'm looking at. Looking for, I guess. Maybe something like this. There we go. Oh boy. And they're banned.
Be gone, bots.
It's not a stream without at least one bot, am I right? Oh boy. Alright, continuing. I also have... So let me take a quick sip of my drink here. I feel like I'm gonna cough, hold on. You know, I'm a lot less sick now, like I feel so much better, and I've gotten a lot of recovery, but that cough just won't go away, man. I had a really bad coughing fit like 2 nights ago, and I was like, holy shit, I'm not done? I'm not done? Which kind of sucks. Yeah, so I think this is fine. You know, they can place the clothes and stuff here. Okay, we're gonna try stuff on. You walk out, blah, 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 blah. Everything just works. I think that's reasonable, and I think having this little bureau here is good. Now, the last thing I would need to add is some decoration, because we haven't really added that in here. What I could do also is maybe change the lighting just to make it a little bit more interesting. So maybe I can go with a pillar mounted light, and we can go with maybe even the candles that we had in the other room. I don't know. It's tempting to go with these candles, but I also feel like there needs to be more lighting around the mirrors. Otherwise, you're just kind of wasting light, right? So we're gonna do a little bit of experimentation here. I think we're gonna go with the flying lights. Keep it simple. Boom. Wow, look at all that lighting you get. Now you can see exactly what color, you know, dress you're wearing and all that good stuff, right? Dress to impress, right? You gotta look good. And then of course over here we can put down like a vase or something. Yeah, you know, I think one or 2 vases on the sides on the pillars here wouldn't hurt, and then we'll just leave this side like darker than the rest. I think it'll be fine. So yeah, let's do that. Boom. One on each side. With our plants. Ooh, the plant is cutting into this a little bit. You gotta be careful. We're gonna move this over. I just noticed this is not centered. Yeah, see, sometimes you don't realize something is not centered until you place another object down and you're like, why is that clipping? You know? So, you gotta keep an eye on that sometimes. Alright, I think that is sufficient. I really like the layout of this changing room. So we're gonna do the same thing over here. Exactly the same way, and we're just gonna repeat it over and over again to make sure that, you know, no matter which changing room you use, you get pretty much the same experience. So yeah.
I cannot build here.
So we got that going. We gotta make sure that our lighting is good. Sufficient lighting. Oh, I just realized what time it is. Okay, so we're running out of time for today's stream, but the good news is that I'm going to be streaming V-Rising again tomorrow. So I don't usually do like 2 back-to-back V-Rising streams like that, but it just kind of worked out that way with the scheduling. And I felt like this was like the best use of my time, essentially, to be able to work on this castle, because I really want to finish this castle as soon as I can. It's one of those things where like I really want the castle to be done in time for Valentine's Day, and I don't want to be like rushing at the last minute to try and finish it. So that's why I'm kind of trying to work on this as soon as I can, trying to make sure that everything is in place and looks good. But yeah, that's gonna be its own thing. What I will say is that you know, I did have a good time. It's been a really productive stream. We got a lot done, actually, even though it was only 2 hours. Usually I do like a 3-hour stream every day that I stream, but I just couldn't get the schedule to work like that today, so... Or not today, this week. There's a chance that next week I might also be doing 2-hour streams. I might have to cut down to 2 hours for a while, but I hope it's not permanent. We will see. That being said, I do want to do a quick shout out for a stream streak here. PJ has reached a 7 stream streak. Please give them a round of applause. Congratulations. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. I wish I could keep track of that stuff on like other platforms too, but it's kind of weird, you know. It just I don't even know how I would go about that, to be completely honest. Oh, I forgot something in the first. See, this is why you gotta be careful. I forgot to put down a carpet. Damn. See, this is the crazy thing. I'll forget to put down a carpet, and then suddenly everything is like not good. There we go. Yeah, I don't want to forget that. Anyway, if you're over on the Twitch side and you happen to have Amazon Prime and you haven't yet used your Amazon Prime sub this month, please feel free to use it on the channel. It helps a lot. If you're over on the Kick side and you decide to subscribe, you get the same benefits pretty much as you would over on the Twitch side. The only difference is that you're not already fighting with ads. There's no ads on Kick, so... but yeah, you get all that stuff going. You get a channel badge, you get exclusive emotes and things, and you get those things as well. I think the best bang for your buck is probably YouTube membership, because on the YouTube memberships you get all the things you do for Twitch and Kick pretty much. And you do get a monthly members only video. I haven't recorded the members only video yet this month, but I am hoping to get that done sometime this week, so you guys can keep an eye out for that. By the way, I put out a poll not too long ago for that, to see what game you guys wanted me to play, so make sure to vote if you haven't already and you're already like a YouTube member, because I do go based on whichever game wins the most votes. Trying to think what else. Oh yeah, you also get early access to new videos if you become a member on the YouTube channel, so that's cool. If you haven't already, please leave a like on the YouTube side as well. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Oh yeah, like I mentioned earlier, I do, over on my Ko-Fi, I have pretty much every castle that I've built recently is over on, when I say recently, I mean within the last couple of years, is pretty much all on the Ko-Fi. So any finished builds you see on my YouTube channel, or anything that you see me even build on stream over on the Twitch or Kick side, if it's a castle I built on stream, chances are it's over on the Ko-Fi for download. So if you play this game on PC, feel free to go download that. It is totally free, so you don't have to do any shenanigans. All you do is you go over there, you download it, and by the way, I also include an instructional guide as to what to do to use the file properly. So if you've never done that before, and you're not too sure like how to like implement it or how to whatever, don't worry, I have instructions with every download, so you'll be able to figure that out, hopefully. And if not, you can always reach out to me and I'll be more than willing to help out. Anyway, I think that's pretty much it for announcements. Like I said, tomorrow we're going to be continuing on this castle. But yeah, that's pretty much everything. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and as always, Xolo out.